Good afternoon, everyone, and I'm coming to you again to make another video. We're in the last week of January, and what I'm finding is that everyone that is left in my apartment complexes, most of the people are home, and I was just thinking about what that means for this nation. Of course, we know that it will never be what it once was, but it seems like there is like a pause on the progression of its final demolition and the construction of New Jerusalem. And I came across something a few days ago. It was on the net, of course, and it was a news article. I guess maybe it was a more of a headline that I read that kind of reminded me of something that I know and that all of you probably already know. It said pretty much that if you were to take the five top billion and trillionaires in the world, and they had listed, of course, Elon Musk, they had listed Jeff Bezos, Bill Gates. And I believe they also listed, well, they listed the two men that are the owners or CEOs of Palantir, which is a pervasive food, not only heavy in the United States, but throughout the world. And I believe his name is Peter Thiel. And then the other guy is I think he's the founder of it, and with the PayPal Mafia crew, if you look at their history. But it says if you were just to take all of those men and what they earn, and if they were just to pay their taxes and not write them off, but if they were to pay their bracket taxes just on their income alone, it would overnight solve the poverty problem in the world. It could wipe out poverty. It could balance out the health disparities, allowing for not only new technologies to come to the fore, but allowing access because of the funding of the various health packages would be fully funded. It could basically wipe out any hunger in the United States of America. What it could do basically, what it would do would make this a just and ardent world to live in. That's what it would do. But because of greed and because of the criminal nature that greed breeds out in these individuals, you have the suffering of the masses of people. I think what we have to realize is that no one on planet Earth has to suffer. There are so many studies and so many researchers that have brought this out, that there is more than enough resources equitably distributed and used in a just manner that can feed all of mankind that has ever existed. And that includes the billions of us that are on this planet. But for greed and selfishness and self-serving, the masses of humanity groan and travail and suffer needlessly. And if we, I'm having to remind myself of that. And it is becoming clear, which is my prayer, that the people begin to understand it, including especially the people that support what this nation has brought on in this world, and this world, what it has done to the human family. And so my heart is just heavy today because, like so many of us, in the Black community, even though we're holding strong in remaining silent, not getting out there and protest, not getting out there fighting and telling the truth, saying through these internet streets, saying, you know what, this is what we told you, we're going to remind you of X, Y, and Z, and also giving the prophecy. Although we're doing that, many of us, if not most of us, are doing it under great strain and distress because uh, these last moments of their world, those who practice wickedness and those who are themselves wicked people that have been anointed by these wicked beings, that they are doing everything that they can to crush us, and consequently that the direction of that is hitting the people all over the world, including here in America. And this is a tragic thing because what we're going to find out, hopefully not too long in the future, is that it didn't even have to be this way. Of course, I can't imagine another 30 years or another 500 years of this going. I mean, if you couple just European or having white people in the mix in any sector of the world, we would have to take their political abilities and agilities all the way back to Rome. I don't know about Greece. I think Greece was largely a black population of people, men and women who were in power, but then they begin to mix with the northern parts of the planet, and of course that mixture bled into Rome. So yeah, I think that is that's a couple of thousand years, and so my goodness, I'm at the point, and I think a lot of you are all there too, that enough is enough. Again, I can't even imagine this going on another 30, 50, or 100 years, or even more than that. And know that many of these people that are in these high places haven't really started to suffer in the way that the masses have been suffering. Of course, the cloak of power has been removed from them, but the ways and the agility to move with power is still in their minds and hearts. It just takes a spiritual force greater than them to either obfuscate or change direction of whatever they're doing. And they're doing a lot right now. As you can see, there's always some report coming out. But I think the greatest thing is that those that they serve the most at the bottom rung of society, which is your every average everyday white person, and those who claim to be white and those who were mixed with white, that they are feeling the effects of their privileges being removed. Sorry for the background noise, people. Like I said, everybody is on a Monday is home, and it is a weekday. That's how bad the economy is here in America. It's devastating right now. Yeah, so my prayer has been for protection. My prayer has been for the lifting of the troubles, because as a descendant of American slave, as with many of us who are descendants of American slave, or most of us actually, we've been suffering anyway. We've been at this always, right? And never once did we really get an uplift, even when we were bleeding and dying out in the streets, which has never stopped. These people did the Machiavellian trick upon us, upon our mothers, our fathers, and our grandmothers, and our grandfathers. And they brought people in who didn't even deserve it, countries in that didn't even earn it, and they blessed all of these countries who then, with no shame and no sense of moral compass, went in cahoots with the great Satan and his demons and his children, and they shared in the spoils. I don't know a country that hasn't. When you look at Davos, uh, that should tell you about the confederacy of these people and that they have joined to them. It says, let us take a spoil, let us take a prey. And they did, and they have. So my prayer is to the children of the Most High, that us that are now living through these last moments, through the most terrible part, a cloak of protection and the issuance of prosperity through economics, through obviously spiritual. I think we are getting that, though. I think we're getting the spiritual prosperity, but not to just leave it at that. The physical, the emotional, the mental, and really just the economics of living, that we are to get those in abundance and starting today. There's no time like today. And so that is what I am asking for, the lightening of our spirits, and ultimately, sooner rather than later, to see New Jerusalem be brought into existence. I think that is the main thing, is to have that happen for us. I think all of us, or the majority of us, are now willing to let go. There are a couple people out here, well educated or well read. There are a couple of brothers out here that are they cannot fathom that they can get justice without the white man. And so whatever good sermon that they have, they go right back into that the white man, the white woman, somehow they can just convince them as if they don't know, or somehow they can just push them to produce justice, then they will do that. And that's just not, they have long since given up on the Most High producing it or helping us with it or doing something extraordinary to upend Satan's world. They have long since let go of that, and that is tragic. But I can also understand too. I mean, when you've been in this all your life and you go back 500 years and it hasn't changed, then I can see where they might lose that hope, and where they might think hope is trivial. But not all of us. I think the majority of us we have come to the conclusion that there is no amount of voting our way in, no amount of sitting our way in, no amount of marching our way in, no amount of talking to these people and showing them the truth, and nothing at all. Nothing. There's nothing that is going to make them turn back. Even though now that they're protesting, they're even acknowledging, okay, well, black people are white. Understand that the sickness is so deep that they wanted to go back to yesterday. They wanted to go back to 10, 15 years ago. We just, white folks just want to be comfortable again. They're not wanting to produce justice. I don't think that they have it in their psyche anymore. I think that's been completely wiped out of them. I think that the very elite people have been playing this game probably well before we even got into Europe. Do you know what I mean? Of course, we need to know the full history of what happened back then, because we don't have the full history. And there are parts that are just outright lies. But something happened to them that was diabolical to just the regular white folks, And whatever Satan did to them, they cannot fathom a world where they're sharing the wealth of the planet with other people equitably. There's a sense of real deep, almost in their DNA, where I can't be happy unless I know someone is beneath me and that I am their superior. And then the show of that is that they don't get access to the earth. They don't get access to the riches. There's something that clearly gives them pleasure when they go to these different places of beauty that the planet has, and that they only see themselves there. and that their antennas go up when they start to see a black face. And you've been on like different tropical trips or whatnot, and I have, where you notice them looking at you, as a black person, as you're passing through the hotel, the resort, or whatnot, or if you're even on the beach just walking, you can see that they're taking an eye of you. It's a real deep-seated thing that you can't vote and legislate your way out of it. And so I think that all has to be the new heart and a new mind is really going to be beneficial for the white folks, right? Really going to be beneficial for them because I think that's what they're going to need. They're just not so much as a mindset change, but just a new heart, a new mind, a new spirit. And so the kingdom is going to eventually be good for them too, but there's a lesson that has to be learned. Anyway, I pray for our protection, our uplift. I pray for days where we're no longer having to wake up and deal with the air and the spirit of demonism in the air or satanic spirit floating through the air. I look forward to the day where you can wake up and feel the sunshine on your face and know that all your needs are met. Your needs for sleep, your needs for eating, your needs for the feast of the eyes, the harmony of the ears, like everything, relationships, full and healthy relationships are met. And so I look forward to that day where the trivial things of just getting by or think of the past. And so I just pray for our protection and that creator of the universe continues to hold us and where we are falling short, where we all are suffering many of the tricks that are being done upon the economy of this world, and people being being fearful of homelessness and losing their jobs, and then they can't get any food, all those things that are being suffered, that the creator of the universe, I'm asking that the creator of the universe provides a level of protection, that those things do not disappear entirely for us, and that the abundance continues on and on and on. So anyway, thank you for listening.